What's up, IFK Maryland family? Chris Saul here. Yeah, it's another podcast, but we think we got some people that want to hear some things, and it may be 2, 3, or it could be 1,000. Doesn't matter for us as long as we get to talk, share some opinions, respect each other, love each other, have some good vibes, and really just spread some positive messages. That's all good with us. I'm here with my friend Tylus Obens. Obens, introduce yourself, please.
I'm going to shout out to all IFK family. My name is Tylus Obens, and I'm going to give you a brief information about myself, which is we call a bio. So my name is Tylus Obens. I'm from Haiti, and I've been living to different countries on the globes and playing soccer since I was 13 years old, and now I'm in USA. So I used to living in Florida, West Palm Beach, and I moved to North Carolina from Florida went to high school, and I went to college up there. And I also went to North Carolina Wesleyan College, and I played up there for a season and a half in NC Wesleyan, and now I'm in Maryland playing for IFK Maryland. So I met Chris to my coach Frankie Tah. So this is how
Shout out to Frankie.
This is how me and Chris we connected, and then now I've been living in Maryland for about 2 years, and I've been in the program of IFK for about like 2 years and a half now, and then now I'm a headquarter mentor for the young athletes in IFK Maryland, and then I am Chris' representative, and I'm his assistant as well. So we are looking forward to working each other as a brother. With everything we do it as a brother. We're doing it for the love and grace of God.
Amen, amen. Yeah, Obens is a mentor to our players, and he works with them and just identifies where they're struggling and helps them move forward and gives them the motivation that's needed. And that leads us to the next part. Who are we? We're IFK Maryland. Yeah, we run a soccer club, and that's just part of it, but it's more than that for us. We work on motivating and helping young, aspiring athletes, young men and women moving in the right direction of their life. We identify the talents, and we try to help them reach their full potential. It doesn't matter technically on certain things except being a people of good character and being willing to work hard. And if we get those athletes, we feel that we can take them to the next step. Soccer is what we do. It's not everything we do. Soccer is our common bond with our athletes. We try to utilize it, give them something to connect. Hey, we got something that we're kind of alike. You like soccer, I like soccer, here we go. And then we try to move with that so we can help the athletes move forward. Today's our first podcast, and it's just right that I bring on our first guest, Coach Rob. Coach Rob is a guy that we met in Baltimore a couple years ago, and it's been just an inspiration for us and just such a great mentor for me to work with. You know, yes, people, you can be old and you can still have mentors, and I suggest everyone have mentors in life, but that will be another thing to go over. But Coach is a mentor to both of us, and we're just going to introduce him now. What's up, Coach Rob? How you doing, man?
Welcome to the family again.
Always in the family.
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? Nice to be on. Nice to be the first on the first
man.
podcast.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey, if we do one, then we'll see how it goes from here, right?
Remember, we got to represent. We got to represent. Who we are. Come from here.
Coach, tell us about yourself, a little bit about your background and how you kind of got where you are.
My background is I was a professional barber and a trainer. But my background is a professional barber. But I always wanted to be a trainer, you know, as I grew up. I come from a small town in South Carolina called Central, South Carolina. And we stayed in a place called the Alley. The Alley was like a little, lower class neighborhood, you know. And I stayed there, and then I got old enough to get out of there. I left and came to Atlanta and became a barber. But I also wanted to be bodybuilder, wanted to get into working out and training people, and one of the Mr. Olympia at the time, he had just retired, was named Lee Haney. So I wanted to go to his gym because he was one of my idols at first. So I said, man, I would love to go to his gym. So I went to his gym, started going to his gym, and then I ended up getting a job at the gym. So now I was training, and then I was cutting hair in the morning and in the evening time. I could get off or go work at Lee Haney's, and it was wonderful, you know. And then, you know, I learned a lot of stuff. And then Morris Brown was ended up needing a coach, a strength coach. So I went to Morris Brown. It's a black college in the AU Center. So I went to Morris Brown and became a strength coach. And some kind of way, the AD got fired. They fired everybody. Once they got fired, I got fired on the Thursday. I applied for a Tyson job on a Friday. They flew me out Saturday. And I started training Mike Tyson. So I was there for a while.
That's not a bad change up in scenery, right?
It was great. But it was good, training Tyson. Tyson is a great guy, man. People don't realize it, but he's a really good guy, So, but yeah, that's it. And then after that, I trained some other athletes. Then I began to train Evander Holyfield. And after that, he retired. Some people came from the UK and watched me train him, and then they wanted me to come to UK to train some soccer players. So I started training Johan Giroud. Was my first soccer player from Germany. Played at played from Hamburg. So after that, Giroud trained. I left from there, came back, and I was going back to with Drew. A guy named Lee Washington called me and wanted me to come train Jonathan Tah. So I went to train Jonathan Tah, and then we left from there. We had to, I was there back and forth. Every 4 months I come home for 2 or 3 weeks, go back. In the summertime I come about a month and a half and go back. But one summer we all came here to America, and then we had to travel to Maryland.
Baltimore, coach. Get it right.
Yeah, my bad. We had to go to Baltimore, Maryland, train because he was signed to Under Armour, so we had to train at Under Armour and stuff, and we needed a soccer field to train at. So we met a young guy named Chris Saul. So I had my players there, and then he let me use some of his players, and we was working together with the players on the field. And me and Chris just hit it off. Boom. We hit it off like that. Kept in contact with each other. And then when we left, we definitely kept in contact. He came to Germany, brought his players from Sweden, came to Germany, and then that's when we hung out. They ate with us. We prayed together, ate together, trained together. We did all that together, And we had a bond. And what made me attached to Chris so much because he's taking young kids from different cultures. That's big, man. Taking kids from different cultures and bringing them together and letting them understand that we just one. We all the same.
Yep.
And that's what he done, and that's what he's still doing, and that's, it just fuels me and make my drive just much better because that's how we meet kids. That's how we try to bring kids up, because we have enough for people just bringing them down.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know if I ever told you, but so Mr. Larry, if anyone knows Mr. Larry at Baltimore, he runs the rec and parks, and Mr. Larry he's your field general, and he tells you what to do. He called me the night before. He said, Chris, I don't know if you're going to be able to use the fields today because there's a German national team player coming out, and I think you got to cancel training tomorrow. I said, Mr. Larry, I'll sit on the side. If there's a German national team player, boys got to see it. It don't matter. I said, we'll get him out there. And I said, what time is he going to be out there? He said, 7 a.m. I said, normally we were doing training at 8. I said, boys, get out there at 7 a.m. And we come out, and to be honest, and I did work in Sweden before, but nothing with Germany. To be honest, I thought it was just going to be whatever. And there it was. And the boys like, Coach, that's Jonathan Tah. Oh, my God, he's a 85 strength on FIFA or something like that. He's a beast. And I was like, wow. And here we are, 2 years later. I don't know. I cannot say why things happen in life. I have my faith.
I know why.
Yeah, we know. We know. But it's blessed how things are, and it's been such a beautiful relationship. That day, we hung out. We went to restaurants for one of my friends' restaurants in Fells, and immediately connected. And it didn't matter what people looked like, nothing. It was just people who were just loved sports, loved life, and just wanted to talk. So it was awesome. So very good. So Coach, go over your athletes that you worked with. You've worked with some top professional athletes. What is some of the most top traits that they had that immediately you could see right off the bat?
They just want to work, man.
Yeah.
They just want to work. And at the top of my head, 3 come to mind. Pernell Whitaker, which, God rest his soul, he's from Virginia Beach. Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Them guys, man, it's like they just different. That's why they, they stars like they were, because they work so hard, and sometimes Tyson might, when you first start training Tyson, you don't really want to train. But once he begin to get into it, you have to pull him back because he just want to train all the time.
Yeah.
Same thing with Evander. Evander just want to work. And that's why they went to where they was going, to be champions, because they work so hard, man. Them guys, like, I never really seen guys like that work, and I appreciate, and once I was in Vegas working with Freddie Roach, and he was training Tyson at the time with us, and he had a young lady named, I think, Maria Riker, and it was an honor to see her train because she was so much like Tyson and Holyfield, and I mean, she would just work and you tell her to walk through the wall, she gonna walk through the wall. Well, coach, which wall? It don't matter, she gonna go through it. And that's the same way with Mike them,
Yeah.
And it was an honor for me coming from a small neighborhood, a poor neighborhood, for me to train superstars like that and for them to listen to me, but the only way they listen to you got to know what you're doing, and you got to do your research, you got to do your education. Education's huge, man.
Yeah.
It's huge.
No, absolutely. You can't just go and train an athlete without knowing their full background. And if you understand them, you relate with them,
Right.
typically you can find a common bond somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And so from what you've taken from these professional athletes, what would you, and maybe just from your experience in general, what advice would you have to give to a young, aspiring athlete going after collegiate, I would say even more higher, like professional level? What traits do you think they need to really take that next step?
I think first and foremost, you have to respect your parents. I truly believe in that, because I believe if it's not your parents that's raising you, you have to respect your elders. And if you do that, I think you're going to find a way to get up there. But the second thing, you have to have that work ethic. It's all about that work ethic. A lot of kids don't have it. Like I tell my son, you lazy. You have to work. You have kids that don't know where they're going to sleep at the night. They don't know where they're going to get their next meal. They don't know none of that.
Yeah.
Some of them know their parents or don't know their parents.
Yeah.
But what they know how to do is train. And what they want to do is get out of a bad situation to a great situation. I told my son this last week, you're in a great situation, but you're trying to get into a bad situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that don't make sense. So my thing for the kids, just always work hard and respect everyone.
Yeah.
Just respect everyone and work hard.
Yeah, and such a great point with respect. I mean, it was a big thing. I remember when I was a kid, and it always takes positive influences in your life. My dad was, I can't really remember, maybe we were at a store, and there was a young gentleman, he must have been 16 years old, working there. My dad kept saying sir to him. It blew my mind. It was probably one of the most, I was like, why are you saying sir to him? I said, Dad, he's a young person, young kid, like, why are you saying sir to him? He said, son, you don't respect people just because they're older. You respect people because you respect people. It was, for that on, it was like, oh. And that took a big impression on the rest of my life. I get told all the time, I say sir too much, whatever. If I disrespect you with respect, I'll apologize. But yeah, respect is a big one, and it's not with your ego. Put it in check. Just because you're respecting someone doesn't mean you're not a big athlete or whatever. It's just respect. So, no, that's such a good point. So Coach, we've been repping, the free brand with our club for 2 years, man. Throw up the free sign, man. Yes, there we go. And it's been such an inspiration for us in bringing our clubs, and really for us boys to have something proud to be a part of. It's on the back of our jerseys. We preach it at the end of our games. Every game we bring everyone together, and we preach unity and preach just not judging people on anything. I mean, everyone's seen it for us when we end a game, like, hey man, we don't judge each other on our race, our simple likes in life, our religion or whatever. We just respect each other, that we all here, we love soccer, and let's move forward. So with Free, tell me about it and how it came to be, and what's the mission?
Well, started out, I guess the way I grew up. I'm sure the way I grew up, you know, there was a lot of racism. Also, I had a lot of racism in my own neighborhood against me because of my skin color. A lot of lighter skin. Back in the days, there was a lot of lighter skinned people was against dark, and dark was against light. So, and we didn't have money, so that's what it was. And, you know, some of the parents didn't want me playing with their kids because they look at me like, he's nothing, he ain't gonna be nothing, and yada, yada, yada. So, you know, and it's funny thing about it, one of my friends, I went to knock on his door one day, and his mom came to the door, and she was like, I said, is Gary home? She said, no, he's not at home. I said, yes, ma'am. So when I walked down the steps, I just stood there a little while, and I hear him say, why you telling him I'm not at home? I'm at home. She said, I told you about playing with that damn boy. Look at him, he's black as hell. He's not going to be nothing. The boy's nothing. Stop being around him. I was like, wow. So I took that, and I just walked. And I was so upset, I just walked, man. I'm like 8 years old, but I'm walking like, wow, why would she say that about me? You don't even know me like that. You know what I mean? I'm just a kid. And then, and next thing I know, he running. Hey, where you going, man? Where you? I said, you better listen to your parent. Listen to your mom, because she said don't be around me. Man, I ain't stuck by her. Come on, let's go. And at the end of the day, he was the worst. Her family was worse. Her family was the worst family. He had a minister and his mom. They stayed together till his dad died. But all the kids was horrible, pretty much. You know what I mean? But she judged me and didn't like me because of my skin color. It's different now. I still go back. She's a really bright skinned lady. I still go back and see her. But not only that, it's just that some of the white people that I grew up around, some of the white coaches, you know, they love me because I could ball. But at the end of the day, they ain't really like me. You know what I mean? We used to have something in the neighborhood called Hillbilly Day. And they have music and everything, having a good time or whatever. And so one day I walked in the back and they had where we shoot basketball. I seen the lights on. And so I go up there. They had all these white men in there, you know, sheets and stuff, like doing that thing. And then I'm just peeping through the window. And the dude came to the window, took his thing out and hit the window and broke the glass in my face. And I took off. But the guy, I was a quarterback. The guy, dad that did it, he was my center. But I didn't tell nobody that. I hid in the crowd and went back and went home. You know, and it was crazy, man. It was like, why are so many people so afraid of me or so afraid of blacks? I didn't understand it. But all I was wanting to do was be on an equal playing force. I couldn't, you know, that's all I wanted. But and then, you know, just that, you know, racism and growing up, you have to be, not, I won't say be smarter, but you have to be smart. You have to make sure that you got the right education. So that's when that was my journey. I got on this education tip, man, and I was just like, man, I got to get some education. I got to do better. I got to get out of my neighborhood. And that's what I did. I got out of my neighborhood, seen how people live, and I love the people watch. So I like to watch different people, how they live. Then what really brought it on, when I went to Germany, I seen how different cultures, there's so many different cultures, but they don't like each other for cultures. And then I just got to thinking one day, I said, man, this got to just be free. And the racism, you know, we could just do it equal, and it could bring about equality. And then I was like, free. What did I just say? Free, great. And then I wrote it down, and then I was like, oh, wow, that could be something. Yeah. So I said, I've been fighting this all my life, education, but I don't want to make it a physical fight, because we've been fighting physical all our life. And we still ain't went nowhere. Yeah. You know, we rolled up the street and backed up and started back riding again. But what I'm saying is that, for me, if you look at it, education plays a major part. If you look at the poor whites, they poor. They don't have any education. Look at the poor blacks, poor Chinese, Korean, Puerto Ricans. It don't matter. Y'all all live the same way. And until you travel to different people and areas and understand that, you don't know. You just thinking this set living a certain way. So that's when I came up with free. And my thing is to have a free store. You know, I want people to be able to wear free tennis shoes, shirts, whatever, all around the world. Have stores all around the world. But you move in silence because you don't have to say nothing when you have free. If people see it, they'll understand it.
Yeah.
You don't have to say nothing because all they can say is like, man, they just about education. They trying to get their parents, they trying to get kids better, or they trying to get better. But for them, it's all about education. You don't have to say a word. And that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to make something where we can move in silence. We don't have to, stand up there and, we don't have to do that. We just move in silence. That's when you get a lot of stuff done, moving in silence. That's what I believe anyway.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it the other day. It's like fighting racism equals equality, and I'll go into my part about it. No, it's 100% right. If you fight racism, it equals equality. Now, I think what people can do right now is look and see, well, there's a problem. There's no way to get around that right now. There's a problem. Where's the problem? And there's a big group of people, I would say African American people who, are black people who have something against. Look at the childhood stories that you just shared. I never had something like that. I couldn't imagine. So in order for us to come together, we can't look at the bigger picture. Sometimes you got to look at the smaller picture. There's an issue with how people see black people right now, right? And if we solve that together, then maybe we can solve bigger issues. There's no doubt in my mind that there's some Caucasian people that have issues. There's some Asian people that have issues. There's racism everywhere. I mean, and we don't even need to go into that right now. But before we can move there, we need to solve this together. And then that's like, oh, we did this together. Man, we could accomplish whatever we want. And I think that's a big step that we can't be like, well, no. Solve this, and we will move forward. And I think that's a big thing. And we're trying the best in our way. We our kids, they're from all types of different backgrounds, and it's just seeing them in my experiences. It's like if you take an athlete, I'm going to speak on me. I never will go, well, who's the best Caucasian athlete? I would never do that. I'd be like, when I meet someone, I'm like, who has, I love character. I love personality. Look, Obins, if you get to know Obins, like, this kid is personality. Like, who has the personality? Who has the character? And who's that guy, if we're doing a fitness test, who's running through a corner? And I'll give you a little bit of story. We had this kid, but it's Crohn's disease. I mean, this kid, whenever we travel, right, he's taking a big old bag with him, like suitcase, and it's got machines and stuff, and this kid has to hook it up every night to survive, right? And we were doing a fitness thing one day, and I was doing this weird thing. It was 300-yard shuttles, and most people do shortcuts. Marcus was running 5 yards past each cone, and I was like, Marcus, what are you doing? And he said, Coach, I got to work more than them. I got to work hard. He knew his disadvantage, so he's like, I got to work. And Marcus does happen to be an African American kid, but I think it's like look at this kid, and I'm like, he has Crohn's disease, everything against him. He don't care. He's gonna keep working. The kid he's a collegiate athlete right now.
Wow. So
it's hands down, the talented people are all over the world. It doesn't matter who you are. It just matters that that you're willing to work hard, you're good character, and you really want to push that. So, I mean, you said it already. You said freeze a positive movement. And we're looking to do it. We have the players with the bands and everything. What's advice that you would have, Coach, for a just a person in general on racism and how we can move forward?
I think we just need to listen to each other a little bit more. We need to really talk. We need to sit down and just listen. Listen to different cultures, because we live different ways. You know what I mean? I lived a different way from this person. This person lived a different way. My wife lived different from what I lived. But I have to sit down and understand her. She had to sit down and understand. We don't do that. Yeah. What we like to do, you don't live. Yeah. It ain't about how I
listen.
But I can't feel that way because it's not the way I was brought up. But you have to respect one another. It's like, you just have to respect one another. You know what I mean? And the only way you respect him, you have to be able to listen to him.
Yeah.
Just shh.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's funny, and then we'll go completely off, and you need to talk a little bit, man. I think he's a little starstruck. He's those big guys here.
Here's the thing. This is something I always have in me. Sometimes, even your quality of your words, no matter how big they are, and even they are powerful, sometimes it's better to listen to people talking.
So we played today, us and the boys, and someone would yell at someone, but give very good direction, and the immediate reaction is to yell back. And I said, what have we accomplished? Why? Yeah, he's yelling. Just listen to it. And next time, yell at him or give direction. When you're running soccer, we run a lot, man. You're gonna yell because you can't breathe. I said, listen to each other. You don't have to take it so personal. And it's the same thing.
That's the thing. But you have to learn people first. It's like when I trained Mike Tyson and when I trained Evander, they kind of two are the same, and Pernell Woodard kind of like the same. But one day, I can notice how Mike would walk, just his demeanor.
Yeah.
I know how I can push it. Same thing with Evander. One day I had Mike doing an exercise, and I was all in his face. And once he finished, he looked and said, "Would you fucking shut up?" It was so funny, man. I said, okay, I got to really learn this guy.
Yeah.
From then on, I watched everything he did. His movement, his speech, and I understood it. Yeah. And when I see him a certain way, I just let him do his thing. Same thing with Evander, but I learned that because I trained Mike first in Whitaker, and I would pay attention, so I knew how you can push him, how you can talk to him and stuff. Because you got to remember, they still big stars, but sometimes you can talk to them a certain way. And I know he had did something one day, and I went to him in his office. He liked to sit in his room and watch TV. And I go in there and I go off on Tyson. And I was like, you send me home, I'm out. And he was just looking at me like, I said, do you hear me? He said, yeah, I hear you. I said, good, I'm out. And I left. And then when I left, the guy was like, what champ did I say? Whatever you do not go in that room, because he going to take somebody's head off. And he was like, what do you do? I said, nah, I just got into it because, he did something and I didn't like it. I want him to stay focused. I didn't come out here to be playing. I came out here to be about work. That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
And he respect, man. I got on him, and the next day, man, he was all over me. I couldn't even get him off of me. Like, coach this and coach that, because he respect that. He respect how I put my foot on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying it earlier to the guys, like, in terms of, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of what a black man's going through, I wouldn't understand. I wouldn't give a car mechanic advice on how to fix a car. So how am I gonna give an African American or a black man advice on how we can fix this? I need to learn. I need to listen. Right. It's not I can promote. I can push. I need to listen. So I need to listen. We all need to listen and learn a little thing or two, and then maybe just by listening,
Yeah, the listening gonna change. You know what I mean? It'll change a lot, but see, a lot of people are afraid of the truth.
Yeah.
So they'll fight. It's like that even in the hoods, man.
Yeah.
People know they are wrong. Just educate yourself, man. Just listen to one another. But like, people are so scared to find out the truth.
Yeah.
And when they find out, how do I live with the truth now? Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, when you live with the truth, what you do is just elevate yourself and keep it moving.
No, I agree 100%. If we just listen to each other and be willing to move forward, we will. And after all, anything, what we're moving with is life's not too stressful. I think in certain circumstances you can understand that. We're all here, we all live together. I think everyone in the world would appreciate the world if we can just walk down the street, say, hey, how you doing? And we all got our struggles and we all got stuff to do. But until we listen to each other, respect. Yeah, man, until we respect each other, it will be tough to move forward. So yeah, Coach, thank you so much for being on with us. Trust me, I want to say this to you. You've been a blessing to my life. I know you've been a blessing to Obin's. Leaders and mentors is what we all need in life, and you are an inspiration in that. And I take everything that you give to me and I make sure every day that I take it and give it to my players and the young people that I work with. Is there any last things you want to say?
No, I want to appreciate you guys from having me as the first. I like that.
The first.
You will always be the first.
Hey,
you will always be the first.
But many more to come. And guys, we are gonna share the free site so you can go order some free clothes. We're rocking it. We're doing a little bit of a brand switch right now, so we're not trying to get any fines or penalties. And our free stuff's coming back in. We're gonna have free on the back of our uniforms, the free sign on our armband. We're repping it. We're pushing it every day. We love everyone. Peace and love to everyone, man. And it's just been this has been a good time. This is just like sitting. Wait, say again?
Another thing I want to say is that thank you guys so much. I can't thank you no more. And respecting free and putting it on your jersey. That's big.
Hey.
You guys out there, if you listen to this, if you want some nice stuff, go to freeapparelstore.com.
Yes, sir.
Freeapparelstore.com and grab some gear and let's fight for equality.
Yeah, man. We push it together. Coach, we love you. Audience, we love you. Nothing but peace and love to everyone. Good vibes. Everyone have a blessed day. Peace out. Stay free, everyone. Love you, Coach. That was good, man. That was good. You can stay on, man. How you doing? That was good.
Not bad, man.
I realized that Obens don't talk.